One of the biggest things that Ashley, and I are going to be talking about, especially coming up, is the jobpocalypse. And not only the jobpocalypse, but what we also have is we're starting to see a lot of AI. They're taking our stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, we give it to them. Why? Because we don't know any better sometimes. But now what I'm going to be talking about and what Ashley and I are going to be talking about coming up, and we've created a whole bunch of stuff around this. She couldn't be here today, but we're going to be creating a whole lot of stuff around this particular subject. Now, the jobpocalypse is one thing, but to take all of my, take my job and take all of my brain matter, I don't think so. So we're going to be diving into that. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to be showing you exactly what we're going to be helping you discover, helping you take back your professional capital from AI. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to take back your professional capital. Trust me. So let's take a look at this. So now, taking back your professional capital, what exactly does that mean? It is exactly this, right? Reclaiming your ideas, getting back your frameworks, workflows from big AI, build wealth on your own terms. Now, one of the great opportunities that exists today is to recognize what you have and understand that your capital is leaking out. Here's the thing that's wrong. Your capital is leaking all out. Why? Because get this, we're using this stuff. We're using AI and we're using the LLMs every single day. Because we do it every single day, we're not thinking about it. We're saying, oh, it's giving me so much back. But what it also is doing is taking away your ability to use your own capital very specifically. Now, look at this. They are doing a couple of things. Now, you probably know this. They're training on it. They're generating outputs and profits, and you're not getting anything back. That's what Ashley and I are going to be talking about at length. We're building stuff to help you get it back as well. All right. So look at this. The more expert your prompts, the more valuable the extraction. Because get this, especially if you have a company now that you go to a company and they say, hey, we just use, Copilot. Let's say, for example. So you're at a company and all they're using is Copilot and you're going, okay, great, that's fine. But guess what? Copilot, because you work at that company and whatever you're creating at that company, then potentially just goes to them. We have to cut that stuff out. We got to make sure that the stuff is coming back to us. That's one of the key considerations, y'all. So making sure that we get our stuff back is critical. Look at this, your prompts, your frameworks, your SOPs, whatever you've logged in, stuff you've embedded, stuff you've aggregated. Now we need to get it back. Look at this. Look at this statistic. 95% of firms see no measurable AI ROI. Why? Very specific reasons. Now here's the thing. They're not seeing it come back because they're not using it in the right way. They're not utilizing it in a way that allows you to get most of the stuff that you want back. We're going to change all of that, and we're going to change that because we now know some of the things that we must do to get our stuff back. Plain and simple. We've got to do these things in order to get our stuff back. All right, so let's keep going. Some of the other things that we got to consider is this. The professional capital, what that encapsulates. Professional capital is your libraries, your workflows, your SOPs, your frameworks, your funnels, all of that stuff. That stuff is what we're trying to get back every single day. Now, here's why I say that is so important. Because we're giving a lot of our time. We're giving a lot of our attention. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff now. And guess what? We're going over there and we're giving it to the LLMs. We have to prevent that because the LLMs are going to get rich, and they're going to get rich on guess whose dime? Our dime. And our dime is our brain. Okay, y'all get it. All right, so now let's take a look at some of this. How AI companies right now are capturing your stuff. Here's what they're doing. Right now, you probably intellectually knew this. You probably said to yourself, hey, wait, Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. I know they're doing this stuff because guess what? I see them doing this junk, right? Now we have a chance to get it all back. This is what what we're going to be doing over here at Ashran to help you get this junk back. We gotta do it, man, because otherwise, guess what? Your stuff is going to be going out the window, going into their pockets, and you're not going to be getting it back. So look at this. So to every other customers. Now, the moment they say something like, hey, we're going to start running ads. And you're like, wait, what? You're going to start running ads? Yeah. Now it's just Google all over again. Now, if you ever said to yourself, golly, man, I wish Google would send me some money for all the time I'm spending on its app and giving it all the good stuff. I wish it would send me that money back. Well, this is our chance to do this, right? If not, here's what we risk. We're going to be risking data ownership loss. If we lose our data, we lose everything. But what about our IP? You've heard of that. Intellectual property. This stuff. Not just the stuff in your head, but the stuff that you have learned, the mistakes that you have made. Now, we're giving it all to the LLMs and asking questions, and it's saying, hey, we would like to say this, that, and the third back to you, blah, blah, blah. Well, we got to get even smarter than that. If we can get smarter than that, then we can do something very amazing with our data. And the moment we do that, we start winning. Are y'all seeing that? Look at this. Now, here's what you're paying. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be 100 with you. This is what's happening. Equity in the AI boom, 0. Wait, what? Unless you invested in the companies. Well, okay. 100% API dependency. So the APIs and the MCP servers, they're saying, hey, API, and MCP servers are saying, hey, I want to send this API over and we're going to peel away credits. I'll give you a perfect example. When I was making this up today, I ran out of credits. Now I'm a little upset about that, right? Because I was not done. I wanted to do more. And it says, hey, you've run out of credits. Would you like to upgrade? And you're like, wait, what? I gave you my all and I ran out of credits. Oh man, it's starting to mess you up. But look at this, foregoing revenue. Every unpacked workflow is a product you choose not to sell. Well, we're going to try and get it back. Now, Ashran, we have created a very specific way that you can do this. We're going to be, allowing you to mine our mines in this particular case. And either it's going to be at one of our workshops, either our live in real life workshops, or we're going to be doing the workshops online and then giving you a chance to jump into it. All right. Now look at this. Here's the one that I did recently, right? I was talking about a keto meal plan, right? Because I've been keto for a couple of years now. And a lot of people are saying, hey, how do you do it? I never had to take Ozempic and I never had to do any of these things. And I says, well, hey, I just, created this meal plan and it's pretty interesting. The other day, I put some stuff on the grill, I put some cheese on top and it was beautiful, right? Now people are saying, hey, I would like that. So let's go ahead and create that instead of just giving it to the LLM and the LLM is saying, thank you very much. I have it now. I want to be able to share this with people. Now, another one is I found that if I'm walking a lot, then that's a lot of time. Now, even when I'm walking, I'm doing some recording, I'm doing a couple of things. But I found that if I use my rebounder, the rebounder gets me a better workout. So why not talk about keto and the rebounder and then give people a opportunity to share in that? So are you seeing what we're doing? Now, when I'm bringing on clients and stuff, I also, have this very specific way that I like to work. This lifestyle business of mine could create us nice money for ourselves, right? Now, it's giving me some suggestions. It's saying, hey, you could have a $10,000 course. I can't. Nothing's typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised when we talk about this stuff. You have to get out there and do what you realize might work best for you. That's one of the key considerations, y'all. We're going to dive into this really, really deeply. Now, own your assets. I can't say this enough. Now, when I'm not doing my work with Ashley here, they call me the Monetize Your Life guy. The reason they call me the Monetize Your Life guy is because this is what I do all day long. I'm trying to get people to 100K a month from monetizing their life. In other words, creating their own assets from the things that they do every single day. Is this difficult? You bet it is, because not everybody realizes that they got so much that they are contributing to life. And this contribution could be packaged. I got the 4 Ps I oftentimes talk about. Ashley and I, we talk about it a lot. Now, what we're talking about with AshRand is how you can look at your career in a very specific way, start pulling back some of the things that you're doing, capture it and productize it. You're seeing it here. And then treating every repeated process as a draft product, a library, a framework, a spec, and then sell it. Now, get this. This is what they're doing with your stuff. What we're suggesting is that you do it with yourself. Now, we're going to be diving into it. I'm going to just give you an overview of how this is going to look. We talk about these strategies, and then we talk about tactics, right? We're going to have prompt marketplaces. This is what we want you to be able to do. We want you to have a database of stuff and where you end up putting them. I put mine on Gumroad. I put them on all kind of different places. Prompt base is another one that's kind of coming out. But we want to have these assets and then be able to, guess what? Sell them. The tech stack that we're going to use. Now, I don't want to scare you, because a lot of people at this point get kind of scared because they say, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. I don't know how to do all these things. I don't have these type of, tech tools. Well, don't worry about that. We'll get you on that. But we want to tell you first that your marketplace, your prompt marketplace, that's one. Your code stacks, your fine-tuned local LLMs, all of these things are what we're going to be helping you consider, put into your productize opportunity, and then go out there and present this stuff. We want you leveraging for revenue. That's it. Leverage what you own so that you can lease it out, so that you can sell it, so that you can use it as a subscription model, all these kind of things, man. Well, now we get fired up about this, and we get fired up about it because we understand that with the jobpocalypse coming, and the fact that so many people are being put out of work, and if they have not captured these things, if they have not gotten back these things from AI, now they're just going to feel taken. And then you're going to get pissed. And then all kinds of, I'm never using AI again. Well, that might not be the play. The play may be every time you use it. Every time you use it, what you end up doing is leveraging it. It's not a day that goes by now that I don't, from what I want to do with one of the LLMs, I don't care if it's ChatGPT, if it's Claude, if it's Manus, if it's Kimi, if it's Quinn, it does not matter. We are constantly using it and leveraging it to earn us money. All right, so here's what we hope. Now, this isn't typical implied, guaranteed, or even promised. I'm not giving you financial advice here. I'm literally saying this is for educational purposes. I want you to see that. If we can get you out there and saying, hey, here's how I kind of see it, right? Month one, I'm going to make a couple of bucks. I don't know. In a month two, I'm going to make $1,000, make, 2,000, 4,000, 7,000, 12,000. Can we get to that over the course of a year? Well, our job is to do everything we can to show you how, first of all, and then drive you to that outcome. Literally, be very, very specific. Here's some real world examples. Now, here's what I have found when I'm working with people, right? I got freelancers, I got people that are working in business and stuff like that, right? So look at this, 5-time income multiplier after productizing a prompt pact. Putting the prompt together. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people that are making a lot of money once they realize stop charging by the hour and start charging by the outcome that you're getting for people. So look at this. Framework that changes is this: creating things from everything you do, packaging those things so that you can multiply your income. The key is no leaks, no more. Now, again, look at your life. I like to say to a lot of people that if you looked at your life and everything that's coming in, and you're going, okay, that's great. I'm learning a lot of things. I have been a lot of places. Life is lifing. It's teaching me stuff. But yet your barrel that is supposed to capture all these lessons that then eventually allow you to do things with these lessons has a big old hole in it, well, it's leaking. And that's what we're trying to prevent, the leakage. Now, here's what we want you thinking about. We want you not thinking that the model is living on their servers, but that the model, your own mental models, your own SOPs, your own frameworks are living on your own model. That's the moat that you create around the stuff that you do. Now, we are going to be going into this at length. Here's a plan. First things first, we're going to walk you through how to audit your prompts. Now, this is an overview. This isn't everything that we do, right? Here's how you do it. Audit your prompts. I was giving an example. I'll give you an example. I was working with a group of, I think it was 8 in the room. Yeah, 8 in the room. And I was showing them how to prompt their specific LLM, because some people like Perplexity, some people like ChatGPT, some people like Claude, et cetera, et cetera. Now, sometimes there's some nuance to it, but what I was teaching them is how to audit the thing that you're asking it so it doesn't burn up tokens, all these different things. And then the next thing was, or the next week, what we're going to be doing is talking about packaging them into particular assets and then launching them on platforms. This becomes my LCGP, right? LCLGP. Learn something, create from what you learn, launch what you have learned and created so that it can position you to get paid. And then when we get into automations, that's another part of it. We will be showing you that. Now, I can tell you right now, this 11 to 24 weeks, we've condensed the time. We want you to be able to learn this stuff. And that's why Ashley and I both are going to be facilitating and teaching you stuff so that we can tag team teach you and get you an even better result. Now, let's talk about risks. Here's a risk, man, that you are suffering right now. Here it is. API dependency, IP theft and scraping. People, let me just tell y'all, people can unwind whatever you create. But you can just go right into the code. Or you can just say, go over to Lovable or Emergent and say, hey, take a look at this and unwind this for me. Manus especially. And unwind this for me. So you come out with something beautiful and you can have your stuff scraped. So one of the biggest things that we want to do is we want to tune things to our brains, fine tune local models, abstract the vendor, right? Now, contracts, DPAs, zero retention endpoints, right? We are doing everything we can to create our own big brains, if you will. I remember hearing Nate B. Jones talk about that, create your own big brain so that you can take it anywhere you go. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Platform policy drift. Okay, so you're with this platform and they decide to, they want to become a defense contractor. You might have a problem with that. You might have a problem with the thing that you have relied on is out there fighting people and maybe doing bad things. I don't know. You now are going to be looking at owning distribution, your email list, your products, and your domains. I've got over 170 domains and I own them domains, right? I can sell them. I can lease them. I can do all kinds of stuff. What I'm doing now is I'm spinning them all up and giving them a chance to survive. Literally, all the domains are on their way to being out there on their own pages. And these pages are going to be SEO, AEO, AIO, and all AGO, all of those kinds of things optimized. We're going to show you that too. Model commoditization. Here it is. ChatGPT. Let's just look at it. Everybody's using it, so everybody's getting the same results. It's like Canva back in the day. Remember that? There was Canva, there was Photoshop. A lot of people didn't know how to use Photoshop, so the lady who created Canva and her partners, they created something that was easier. But then you can always tell that something came from Canva. Remember how that you kind of look at it and go, it's not as bright, the colors aren't popping, but it's done. And then everybody started using it. So now it wasn't even special. And the fact that it was not special is commoditized. So we're going to be helping you bundle your process plus your data, and not just being relying on the model itself. All right, everybody with that, hey, listen, if you're seeing this on one of the YouTube channels that we run these talks on and these workshops, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Tell me what you're saying. And, you know, we really, really would love you to become a member and a partner in what we're doing here. If this kind of stuff matters to you, if you're finding a lot of the stuff that I'm saying, the stuff that you may or may not have heard, and you want to jump into some of the stuff we're doing, start with just giving us a like. Start with giving us a comment. You know, you can push back on this stuff. You can say, oh, no, I'm good. I got the kind of job that, you know, there's no worries. I got the kind of career or business that there's no worries. Nobody's going to take my capital. Because guess what? It is your capital. And because it's your capital, you can build the kind of empire you want. We're going to give you some stuff that you can download. Be on the lookout for it. We want you to jump into, we're creating a wait list for one of our products. It may or may not be at this recording. It may or may not be ready, but if it is ready, you can get it. If it's not, jump on the wait list so that we can help you, get back your capital so that you can build your own empire. Hopefully that's helped everybody. I know for a fact that this is critical because we have the Jobpocalypse. We are in the midst of the Jobpocalypse, and it ain't slowing down, y'all. It is on fire, and it is devastating a lot of people. We don't want it to devastate you. We want you to reclaim your capital, build your empire. We're going to be showing you exactly how. All right, we'll see you in the next video.